Did you know that I was the first member of the British royalty to have public physical contact with a person infected with HIV? Hello, I am Diana, Princess of Wales. I was recognized worldwide for my humanitarian work, fighting for the elimination of landmines and the stigma of AIDS. But my life was not just fairy tales. I faced public scrutiny, and a tragic car accident took my life. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. I was born on the 1st of July, 1961 in a family of British nobility, the Spencers. My childhood in the splendid country house of Althorpe in Northamptonshire was bittersweet, marked by the painful divorce of my parents when I was only 7 years old. During my youth, I loved dance and aspired to be a dancer, but my height prevented it. However, I always had a strong character and a big heart, which allowed me to overcome the challenges I faced. After school, I moved to London, where I worked as a preschool teacher. It was a happy time, full of independence and simplicity. But everything changed when I met Carlos, the Prince of Wales. At that time, I was a shy young woman of 19 years, and he was a prince of 32. The age difference and the pressure of real life were intense, but I was in love and excited about the future. In 1981, at the tender age of 20, I became the Princess of Wales. Although my life would change dramatically, I could never have imagined how far this path would take me. One of my most notable contributions was my work in the fight against the stigma associated with HIV and AIDS. In 1987, at the height of the fear of this terrible disease, I was photographed shaking hands with a man with HIV without gloves. This simple but deeply symbolic act helped change public perception of the disease and of those who suffered from it. It was a clear statement that the disease was not transmitted by casual contact, and that affected people deserved compassion and respect, not fear and discrimination. In addition, I became a global fashion icon, known for my elegance and good taste. Every outfit I wore was a statement, and I used my influence in fashion to draw attention to the causes that were important to me. Another important achievement was my campaign against landmines. I visited Angola and Bosnia, where I walked through minefields to highlight the dangers these weapons posed to civilians. My work led to the Ottawa Treaty in 1997, which sought to ban the use of anti-personnel landmines. My life came to an abrupt and tragic end in the early morning of the 31st of August, 1997, when I died in a car accident in Paris. Also traveling in the vehicle were Dodi Al-Fayed, my partner at the time, and the driver, Henry Paul. The intense harassment of the paparazzi contributed to the tragedy, a fact that remains a controversial topic to this day. The days following my death were a whirlwind of grief and speculation. As the world mourned, conspiracy theories arose. Some suggested that Queen Elizabeth II was somehow involved, although no evidence was ever found to support these claims. My funeral, broadcast worldwide, was an event like no other, with millions of people saying goodbye to me. A curious fact, my coffin was covered with the royal flag, even though I was no longer an official member of the royal family at the time of my death. My life, although short, was full of purpose. I put my heart and soul into my humanitarian work and changed public perception of HIV and AIDS disease. With every step I took in a minefield, every hand I shook in a hospital, every smile I shared with the needy, I tried to use my position to make the world a better place. Despite adversity and scrutiny, I never let that stop me. My story, although marked by tragedy, is ultimately one of hope and love. Although my life was taken too soon, I believe I managed to leave a lasting impact. Thank you for joining me on this journey through my life. Don't forget to subscribe and keep watching more videos about people who have made history.